Let's talk about sentencing under the Mann Act, or 18 U.S.C. 2421. This particular statute does not have a mandatory minimum, so the judge could sentence you to no jail time or time served if you've been in for the pendency of your case. It's got a 10-year maximum, so the judge cannot give you more than 10 years. The important part to keep in mind is that it is per victim, so if there's more than one victim, the maximum increases correspondingly with the number of victims. The guidelines control all sentencings in federal court, and guidelines are the starting point of the judge's analysis, but then the judge goes over the individual nature and characteristics and the offense and the conduct, but the judges always start at guidelines and then they go above guidelines, within guidelines, or below guidelines. For a Mann Act violation, the applicable guideline is 2G 1.1. And under federal law, each crime under each guideline has what's called a base offense level, which is the starting point. For a Mann Act violation, the base offense level is 14. If a person were to take a plea, it becomes a 2-point off reduction, so the total offense level becomes a 12. If it's a trial, it's 14, you do not get the 2 points off for acceptance of responsibility. And if we're talking about a first arrest and no enhancements, the guidelines that are applicable are 15 to 21 months. The important thing about this guideline is that there is no grouping, meaning each victim has their own guidelines associated with them. But usually for Mann Act violations, there are enhancements, and typical enhancements that exist in these cases are minors, the presence of coercion, fraud, or violence. Anything that could negate the victim's voluntariness to engage in this conduct could result in an enhancement. And then if there is physical harm, if there's psychological harm to the victim, that could also be factored in. But if we're talking about single victim, one Mann Act violation, no enhancements, and no prior criminal record, you're looking at 15 to 21 months. But ultimately, it is the judge's power to sentence someone in the guidelines, above the guidelines, or below guidelines. So it all depends on the circumstances of the case, somebody's criminal history, and also what enhancements, if any, apply.